Krishnasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. We welcome all of the wonderful devotees who have joined us over YouTube Live, devotees who have joined us over Facebook Live, and dear devotees who have joined us over Zoom. We welcome each and every one of you to this part 2 of 14 lessons learned from Sri Ramayana.
So, continuing from the 7 lessons, the 8th lesson is sincerity. Do our best, and the Lord will do the rest. So we know about the wonderful story of the squirrel who was trying to assist in building the bridge by bringing a grain of sand and adding to the bridge. Hanuman, he was bringing big rocks, and as he threw one big rock, he saw the squirrel, and Hanuman was amused. The squirrel? What are you trying to do? And, oh, I'm just trying to put a grain of sand.
If you zoom into this picture, you can see that little squirrel right next to Hanumanji. We can see the little squirrel trying to put a grain of sand.
And he said, oh, I'm just trying to help. Hanuman said, I was running so fast I could have squished you. You're coming in my way. So the squirrel said, sorry, I will try to be careful. I just help. And Hanuman was just heartily laughing. And that's when Sri Ram was watching this whole ordeal going through.
And then Lord Ramachandra, because Hanuman was actually even, saying, why are you wasting your time, you tiny little squirrel? Look how mighty I am. I'm bringing all these gigantic boulders and mountains and rocks and huge trees. But what are you going to do? I'm so huge. I will squish you. Like Prabhu said, get out of the way. You're stopping me from doing my seva to my dear Lord Ram. So at that time, Lord Ramachandra, the squirrel was, yes, Hanumanji, I'm going away. And the squirrel was just going back. And then Lord Ramachandra picked up the little squirrel. And Lord Ram just looked at Hanuman. And Lord Ram said, and he was not so pleased. Lord Ram was not so pleased. And Lord Ram explained to the squirrel, my dear squirrel, you actually are doing the best to your ability. For you to carry that tiny grain of sand is equivalent to Hanuman carrying that huge boulder of rock. You both are doing the best to your ability. And the squirrel was saying, no, my lord, but I'm so tiny. I am doing insignificant. It's better if Hanuman does. So Lord Ramachandra just laughed and said, my dear squirrel, both of you, like if Hanuman today comes and does one grain only like you are doing, that is bad. Or if you try to even lift such a big boulder, you will die. So therefore, you both are doing the best to your abilities. And therefore, I actually just recognize that. And I'm very pleased with both of your efforts. And Hanumanji immediately said, yes, I realize my mistake. My dear squirrel, come. you also put in your grain of sand. You see, in between all these big, big boulders, there's the tiny little spaces. You can fill in all those spaces with all the grains that you are bringing. So bring, nothing is a waste in the Lord's service. Nobody's service can go waste. I will put huge trees. I will put big boulders. You put your tiny effort also, because your tiny effort is the best to your ability. And that then pleased Lord Ramachandra so much that Lord Ramachandra, it is said that Lord Ramachandra used both his fingers to actually stroke the little squirrel, and the squirrel's body till today is said to have these two lines, is because of Lord Ramachandra's appreciation to the squirrels for their, best service to their ability that they rendered in helping Lord Ramachandra build the bridge across to Lanka. Jai Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. So then this two fingers, Lord Ram explained, he was stroking and, just caressing the squirrel. And, Lord Ram said, you both have pleased me. Hanumanji has also pleased me. In that same level, you have also pleased me, my dear squirrel. So this is how Lord Ram sees our effort. We may not be able to do what maybe some other devotee is able to do. But if we are doing the best to our ability, if we are sincere in our efforts in pleasing Guru and Krishna, then we know that yes, our service is pleasing to the Lord and our spiritual master. That should be our criteria, not that what others are doing. I should be doing the same as others are doing. No. We should always just compare ourselves with ourselves. We should just try to be always a better version of just ourselves. Then that will truly please Guru and Krishna.
The other lesson, 9th lesson that we learn is whether big or small, we can swim the ocean of samsara simply by chanting the Lord Ram's holy name. Big or small stones, all the stones that were put into the ocean by writing Lord Ram's name, they floated. So Lord Ram, he was like, let me also help all my devotees. So he also picked up a stone, wrote the name Ram, and threw that stone in the ocean.
And as soon as Lord Ram threw that stone in the ocean, what happened to that stone? That stone immediately sank. And Lord Ram was, I threw a stone and it sank. But all of you are throwing stones and it is not sinking. Why? How did this happen? Why did this happen? And then Hanumanji, he came to explain, because Lord Ramachandra was so, he was really perplexed that I threw a stone, it sank. You are writing my name and throwing into the ocean. It is not sinking. And Hanumanji explained, my dear Lord, the reason for this is very simple. Very, very simple, my Lord. You see, you are non-different from your name. So we are writing your name and we are throwing into the water. It is floating because that stone has your name. And then Lord Ram said, so I am throwing a stone. Then why is that sinking, Hanuman? And then Lord Ram was answered by Hanuman. Hanuman said, my dear Lord, you are actually Sharanagata Vatsala. You are the protector of whoever comes to take shelter at your lotus feet. Be it the boatman who, tasted the Charanamrita before making you sit on his boat and, take you across the river Ganga. You gave mercy to that boatman, to that Kevat. And you gave mercy to Ahalya, to Mother Ahalya, who was cursed to be a stone. You put your lotus feet on that stone and she was released from her curse. Now imagine what is the, fault of this stone, because you picked up the stone and you threw the stone. You took the stone away from you. You threw it away from you. So it has to sink. How will that stone stay afloat if it is not having your mercy? You threw the stone. You throw something away from yourself. How will that thing survive? How will that person survive? So therefore, that stone sank. So if you drop someone, then there is no question of their survival, my Lord. And Lord Ram was very pleased by this sweet explanation of Hanumanji. And Lord Ramachandra just very sweetly embraced Hanuman.
So the next lesson that we learn from this is, from Ramayana, is righteousness. We all know Vibhishan. He was willing to be misunderstood or even chastised by everyone simply to surrender to Ram. Vibhishan, he was a great devotee. He was a great devotee of Lord Ram. He was the younger brother of Ravana. But Vibhishan was not a traitor. He loved Ravana. And he repeatedly implored Ravana to please return Mother Sita to Lord Ram. But Ravan was very obstinate. And that obstinacy impelled the devout, this Vibhishan, to seek refuge of the merciful Lord and abandon his brother, apparently. In the true sense, he actually was going to save his brother spiritually. And that spiritual saving had to take the path of material abandonment. So when Vibhishan came to take the shelter of Lord Ram, he came with a few of his associates who were loyal to Vibhishan, and they came through the aerial route. And while they were in the air, they begged Lord Ram, please help us surrender. They did not actually came down or put their foot down, because only if Lord Ram would accept them, they would put their foot down on the ground. So Lord Ram looked at everyone else, and everyone else was very much anxious. So Sri Ram told Vibhishan to please wait. So they were waiting in the air while Lord Ram went inside the cave with all the senior leaders there, with Jamban, with Vibhish, with Sugriva, with Hanuman, and all of the Nal, Neel, so many others, and went inside the cave and had a council. And Sugriva, he said, how can we trust him? He is the brother of Ravana. Maybe he has come to spy on us. He'll get all the secrets and then go and reveal to Ravana. And Jamban said, even if we trust him today, even if we say, yes, he is sincere, when we come on the battlefield and he faces his brother, the power of blood, the calling of the blood is very, very powerful. He'll look at Ravana and his heart will melt. And then he'll go to Ravana's camp. It's possible. And Nal and Neel, they were all, no, this is against all the principles. This is blatant. We know this is that Vibhishan. Ravana has sent Vibhishan for a purpose. And Hanuman was standing quiet in the corner. So Ram heard everyone and he asked Hanuman, what do you think? And Hanuman said, well, when I came to Lanka in search of Mother Sita, I heard a very peculiar sound. And when I came close, I heard it was your holy name. And I was so attracted by that sound, the consciousness with which the sound was being taken in utter humility and surrender that I went towards that sound, and it was coming from the house of Vibhishan, as we can see in the photograph. Hanuman is near the window, looking at Vibhishan performing, taking the names of Lord Ram.
And then Hanumanji told Lord Ramachandra that, I did not want to startle Vibhishana, seeing that a monkey is on his door, so I disguised myself as a Brahmana and I knocked on Vibhishan's door. But Vibhishan, when he came out, I could just see that he was totally, utterly immersed in chanting your name, and I could not hide my identity. He immediately recognized me as your servant, my lord, and I had to reveal my true form to Vibhishan, and I had so nice discussion sitting in the house of Vibhishan about your glory. So, my lord, I just feel that Vibhishan is definitely your devotee. So you can trust him. Please, you can trust him, my lord. He is your devotee. He has come to you truly to take shelter from you.
So then Lord Ram said, okay, ask Vibhishan to come in. And then Vibhishan came into the tent of the Lord, and the Lord gave his supreme shelter to Vibhishan, because Ram said, Hanuman, I agree with you. What you are saying is what my heart is saying as well. In fact, it is so, I feel that because he has come to surrender to me, therefore I have to give him my shelter. And then he said this famous verse, Sakrideva prapanno yas tavasmiti chayachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadamyetat vratam mama. It is my vow that if only once seriously someone surrenders unto me, saying, Avasmi, my dear Lord, from this day I am yours, and prays to me for courage, I shall immediately award courage to that person, and he will always remain safe from that time on. This is from Yuddha Kanda of Sri Ramayana, where Sri Ram says this, and then he says, what immediate next verse? Sri Ram says, what to speak of anyone who said Tavasmi, even if Ravana comes and surrenders to me, I will give him the kingdom. So Vibhishana, he teaches us that to serve the Lord means to uphold the truth. And this may mean sacrificing even our loved ones if they abandon sacred principles. So then Lord Ram, he coronated Vibhishan as the king of Lanka. And then Ravana, the news went to Ravana. When Ravana heard this, out of arrogance, he said, it's just a beggar giving kingdom to another beggar. Lord Ram, out of his loving reciprocation, embraced Vibhishana. Sugriv, meanwhile, he was upset, said, see Ram, you asked for my advice, I gave my advice, but you did not follow it. Lord Ram said, well, I did follow it. You asked him to tie him up. But instead of tying him up with ropes, I tied him in my arms. Because the one who is tied up in my embrace will never leave me. Sri Ramachandra ki jai. And then after Sri Ram said, what to speak of Vibhishana, even if Ravana comes to me today and surrenders, I will accept him as well as forgive him and give him back his Lanka. So then a devotee, monkey devotee asked, my dear Ram, I have a doubt then. I have a doubt. If Ravana comes, surrenders to you, you give him Lanka, you forgive him, you give him allow him to continue as the ruler of Lanka. What about Vibhishan? You just coronated Vibhishan as the king of Lanka. So Lord Ram smilingly responded, well, then I will give Ravana Ayodhya, because Vibhishan is already the king of Lanka. If Ravana comes and surrenders, I will give him Ayodhya. So then another monkey said, you'll give him Ayodhya. So what about Bharat? What about brother Bharat? Without hesitation, Lord Ram said, Bharat, I will give my dear Bharat Vaikuntha to rule in that case. And then other devotees said, my dear Lord, all the monkeys, then what about you? You rule the Vaikuntha. You are the king in Vaikuntha. Where will you stay? Sri Ram, feeling greatly satisfied, smilingly, Lord Ramachandra said, my residence is always the loving heart of my dearest devotees, where they are constantly and singing and chanting my glories. I'll be happy and satisfied simply to live in the hearts of my devotees.
Hari Hari Bol.
And that's why Sri Narad Muni has given this verse. Naham tisthami vaikunthe yoginam hridaye shubha yatra gayanti madbhakta tatra tisthami narada.
So this is what Krishna is telling Narada when Narada asked this question to Lord Krishna, that my dear Lord, where do you actually reside? So Krishna very, very unhesitatingly said that my dear Narada, I don't reside in Vaikuntha, nor do I reside in the hearts of the yogis, but I do reside where my devotees are actually chanting my glories, and they are constantly thinking of me. In their hearts I reside always. That is my residence. Jai Shri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai, Shri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki
Jai.
Jai. So now the next lesson that we learn, very, very important lesson, is the importance of counsel, guidelines, advice when we are having a battle against illusion. You see, Lord Ramachandra taught this in his own life. You see, Lord Ramachandra, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when he was fighting with the demons of Ravana's army, in the final battle also with, Ravana himself, Lord Ram, he is the Supreme Lord. He doesn't need the advice and the counsel or the guidance coming from anybody. But anytime Hanuman would, especially in the final battle, Hanuman said, come on my shoulder, my Lord. You must come on my shoulder because Ravana is fighting with aerial way. You also have to get off the ground. Come on my shoulder and I will take you. Lord Ram immediately agreed. Whatever guidelines Vibhishana would give to Lord Ramachandra would follow, Lakshmana would follow. How to kill Indrajit, how to finally even kill Ravana. All of these, because Vibhishana knew the secrets of all of these demons. So, although Lord Ram, he is the Supreme Lord, but he was teaching by his example that when we are fighting against illusion, we must take the guidance, the advice or the counsel that is given by someone else who know about that path. Similarly, when we are rendering our devotional service, when we are doing that, we are faced with so many challenges because Srila Prabhupada has said that when we are sadhakas, when we are starting to chant, when we are in the process of rendering devotional service, it is like declaring a war against Maya. We are declaring a war against Maya or illusion, and in this battle of illusion or Maya, at every stage, we need the association of devotees who have been through the same difficulty, the same challenges that we may be going through in our lives, and their guidance, their advice, their counsel can, help us maneuver the difficulty that we may be facing in our spiritual lives. So when we are in the boat of the Hare Krishna devotees, then it's very, very easy to cross over the ocean of material existence, because the association of devotees is meant to keep us, from slipping away into difficult situations. They always help us. Srila Prabhupada, our previous acharyas, Krishna, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Sri Nityananda Prabhu, they actually help us and keep us in the tight association of devotees who can inspire us, who can guide us, who can put us straight, without which spiritual life execution is very, very difficult. Srila Prabhupada said spiritual life means walking on the sharp edge of a razor. Even a little bit of slight distraction can, cause a very big accident. So therefore, we need the association of strong devotees in our lives who can guide us, because they have been through challenges and they can help us in maneuvering our way into spiritual life and finally achieve the purpose of our life, which is Krishna Prema.
And here, when we are performing devotional service, then we do it with sincerity. And when Krishna sees our sincerity, then he arranges for the two fingers to be complete. In a similar way, when Sri Ramachandra was building the bridge, all the monkeys were building the bridge. When they were done building the bridge, they found that the bridge, although it's huge, but it's small compared to the army of monkeys who have to cross. And how will all these monkeys cross? It'll take weeks and months to just cross for everyone to reach, because it's so, from the perspective of the size of the army, it's very small, it's very narrow. And so Sri Ramachandra said, nothing to worry. And he took his two arms and he just raised his arms. And just then, from the side of the bridge, the ocean just erupted. And all the aquatic living entities, they came to the surface. The sharks, the fishes, the alligators, and everyone who were there, they came to the surface. And Lord Ram said, these are the additional stones that you can put that you can use them to cross the ocean, the entire army together. And so the entire army crossed the ocean. When they reached Lanka, Jamwan, he asked, my dear Lord, 90% of the bridge you made. We just made the 10% of the stones that we put through. So why did you let us go through this whole ordeal? You could have asked the aquatic living beings to come and the bridge would be ready. Sri Ram said, I was pleased with your sincerity. And because you proved your sincerity by even the squirrel was helping you, even because you were doing it together in the association of devotees, that pleased me. And therefore, I arranged to make everything happen the way it should be. So we have to put in our effort to please the Lord in the association of devotees together. Then Krishna is pleased and he will empower that association to do things beyond our capabilities. So the next lesson, 12th lesson, is pride leads to loss of intelligence. As Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.62 and 2.63, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsa Sangateshu Prajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kama Krodho Vijayate Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammoha Smriti Vidhrama Smriti Bhamsha Buddhinasho Buddhinasha Pranashyati. Which means
it actually means while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them. And from such attachment, lust develops. And from lust, anger arises. From anger, delusion arises. And from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost. And when intelligence is lost, one falls down again to the material pool. This is what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. And every stage that is mentioned here in these two verses was exhibited by Ravana. He became so proud after he was, given special benedictions by Lord Shiva, as a result of which he attacked the Devatas, and he was so arrogant, so much filled with pride. Ravana was just, creating havoc all over the universe. And then he, saw Mother Sita. He just was, overcome by so much of lust. And he just couldn't control himself. And he just, his intelligence was completely bewildered. He brought Mother Sita, kidnapped Mother Sita, brought her to Lanka. And because of the complete loss of intelligence, because of lust, pride, and anger, even when all of the stalwart warriors of Ravana's army, including Kumbhakarna, Meghnad, Indrajit, all of them died, but still Ravana was not able to give up his pride. He was still under the illusion that he would be in a position to defeat Lord Ramachandra. This was the illusion that he had, that even in spite of seeing, such stalwart warriors just being reduced to ashes right in front of his eyes, still Ravana did not have that. He could not come to his senses because his intelligence was completely bewildered. And when intelligence is bewildered, intelligence is lost, then one just, falls down into the material pool, Krishna says, and thus that was the fall down of Ravana. So we must be so careful that, pride, attachment, anger, illusion, lust, these, 6 enemies, we must be so careful to avoid them, to be able to just grow past them, uproot them completely. And, with all these negativities removed, we must try to engage ourselves in devotional service. That way, we get the mercy coming from the Lord.
The 13th lesson we learn is welcoming the Lord in our hearts, especially during the Deepavali festival, when Lord Ramachandra is welcomed back into Ayodhya with rows of lamps, Deepa Avali, which is not just physical fire, but it's also lighting the hearts with the light of the grace and mercy of Lord's process of devotional service. When the heart is fully illuminated with all the wonderful positive energies and lights, that's when we can experience Sri Ramachandra within our lives. And when our love awakens, and that love, we can actually also awaken the compassion for all the living beings. Then real Ram Rajya is awakened within the heart and outside of the heart as well.
That way we can truly say that yes, we are in the state of Rama Rajya. Rama Rajya means to have equanimity, and equanimity can happen only when we recognize one Supreme Father. Bhoktaram Yajyatatasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Suradam Sarva Bhutanam. Only then we can, if we recognize Krishna, the Supreme Lord, to be the master of everything, then we will be able to truly be happy in this world and be happy towards everybody else. Truly consider everyone as our brother and sister. Then the world will transform into Vasudeva Kutumbakam. Then the real reign of Sri Rama Rajya will come into actual existence. Jai Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki jai.
Then the final lesson for today, hearing about the Lord, which revives our dormant love. Sri Ramachandra, he is the Paramatma in the heart of everyone, including the heart of Ravana. And Sri Ramachandra, being the Paramatma in the heart of Ravana, could have just killed him by turning off Ravana's heart. But the Lord, in his pleasure potency, Sita Devi, went through this whole ordeal so that we can hear about the Lord and revive our dormant love, so that we have for eternity something to think about, something to meditate on, some pastime to glorify and rejoice in, participate in the enjoyment of Sri Ramachandra. So in this connection, let us hear the secret behind the kidnapping of Mother Sita, which is especially mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 1.1.117.
So when Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu was touring South India, it is said that at Rameshwar, Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, he had an opportunity to read the Kurma Purana, in which Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discovered a very special secret in the form of the kidnapping of Mother Sita, which was, because one devotee, while Lord Gauranga was in the South India Yatra, a devotee of Lord Ramachandra had asked Lord Chaitanya this question, that how could that, demon Ravana, how could he touch Lakshmi Devi, Mother Sita? Why wasn't he burnt to ashes just by touching her because of her chastity? Why was he not just burnt to ashes right at that moment? Lord Chaitanya, although the Supreme Personality of Godhead did not want to give the answer right at that time to that Brahmana devotee of Lord Ramachandra, he expressed his doubt. This devotee expressed to Lord Chaitanya his doubt. But Lord Chaitanya did not answer him because Lord Chaitanya did not have a specific scriptural reference. And remember, this is Kali Yuga. In Kali Yuga, people are very expert in manufacturing their own versions. So Lord Chaitanya wanted to go against that parampara, and he wanted to establish everything according to scriptural injunctions. So when Lord Chaitanya came finally to Rameshwaram, he found this quotation in the Kurma Purana. And when he found the secret, what was the secret? The Kurma Purana stated that actually Lord Ram, in the last few months of the Vanavas, of the 14 years, he knew that Mother Sita would be now, it was time for Lord Ram to, kill Ravana. So Lord Ram, he knew the fact that if Ravana would come and touch the original Mother Sita, he would burn and die right at the spot. So Lord Ramachandra, he told Mother Sita one day that, my dear Sita, please, this is what is going to happen. So can you please invoke the fire god and go under his protection for some time till I finish this ordeal of killing Ravana and leave your shadow, your reflection behind for some time. So it is said that Chaya Sita, or the shadow Sita, stayed back with Lord Ramachandra, and the original Mother Sita was taken by fire, by Agni Devta. He took Mother Sita with him, and actually Mother Sita was kept by the fire god under the protection of Parvati Devi. And then that is the reason why also after winning the battle, after Ravana was killed, Lord Ramachandra wanted his original wife to come back to Ayodhya. So he had to ask Mother Sita, go ahead into the fire. And to the worldly people, it looked as if it was a test of her chastity. But Lord Ram knew that there's, purity and Mother Sita are synonyms, that she is chastity personified. And when Chaya Sita, the shadow Sita, entered the fire, at that time, Agni Dev, fire god, returned the original Mother Sita back to Lord Ramachandra. So this is how we understand this entire pastime. And Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu was so happy to find this scriptural reference in the Kurma Purana that Lord Chaitanya made a U-turn to go back to meet that Brahmana and show him this scriptural reference from the Kurma Purana, that this is what happened, that who Ravana had taken and kidnapped, that was actually Chaya Sita. It was the shadow Sita. It was not original Mother Sita. And listening to this entire pastime, that Brahmana was so happy. He was so pleased that, yes, now I understand. Thank you, my dear Lord Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, for revealing the secret to me. So this secret that apparently Lord Ramachandra made Mother Sita go through the Agni Pariksha, or the test of her chastity, that was just a show for the world. It was nothing to do with actual reality, because Mother Sita is the epitome of chastity, and no other man other than Lord Ramachandra himself would be able to touch Mother Sita. So this is the glory of Sri Ramayana. This is the glory of Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan and Mother Sita. And these are the important lessons that we learn from the Ramayana.
Sri Ramayana, it teaches us how to lead in this world. The Mahabharata and Gita teaches us how to live in this world. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us how to leave this world. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us how to love in this world. Lead, live, leave, and love. This is what Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita teaches us. Sri Ramayana teaches us how to lead in this world by following the example of Sri Ram. Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram Chandra Ki Jai. How to lead with moral values. Gita teaches us how to live in this world. While living in this world, to be in this world but not of this world. To be like Padma Patra Ivam Bhasa, like a lotus in a pond. How to be in this material world while not be affected by the modes of nature in this material world, in remembrance of the Lord. Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us how to leave this world. That's the main question, because of which this whole gathering of sages was there. And Sri Shukadev Goswami was teaching Maharaj Parikshit, who had just 7 days to live. The Srimad Bhagavatam teaches us how to leave this world. And Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, just by his life's example, is teaching us what is the meaning of real love. Selfless love. How to live in this world while loving, while manifesting that love, with love as the motivation in our life, and not greed, not arrogance, not pride, not envy, but love to be the motivation of this world.
Jai, 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 Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan ki Jai. Sri Krishna Kanhaiya Lal ki Jai. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki
Jai.
Jai. Sri Ram Navami Maha Mahotsav ki Jai. Hare Krishna. So we conclude our session here. If there's any questions, comments, realizations, or reflections, we can take that now. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj. Very nice lessons learned. I really like that lead, live, leave, and love. So beautiful, so beautiful. So very nice. Thank you, Prabhuji Mataji, for again happy Ram Navami.
Hare
Happy
Krishna,
Ram.
Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Tatpat
Hare
Pranam. Yeah, nice lecture. And happy Ram Navami, both of you. Thank you again. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna.
Every step of the Ramayana, we can learn something. You
Yes.
know, like he's the Maryada Purushottam, the way he behaves himself, the way he obeys, the way he follows, the way he loves, everything. One question is like, if Ravana touches real Sita, he will be burnt alive or whatever, he will be killed. So why not let Sita kill Ravana instead of Rama?
Very good question.
Then we won't have the whole Ramayana to remember the Lord. That way, as I said, Lord Ram as Paramatma could have given Ravana a heart attack.
Yeah. I
Or
guess there is a beautiful pastime. Also, I think Rama can go and kill all other
yes,
demons like Kumbhakarna and others, Indrajit. So they won't be killed. So, I'm just asking that. Thank you,
And
Prabhuji.
also
Thank you, Mataji.
Monkey, Hanumanji and Sugriva, and all of them would not have come if Mother Sita would not have been kidnapped.
Right.
Hanumanji, the wife of Lord Ramachandra, after the kidnapping of Mother Sita. Sugriva came, Jambavan came, all of them came. So.
Yes. Beautiful pastime, beautiful story. Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Mataji. Again, happy Ram Navami.
Happy Ram Navami. Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Then I'll go, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Mataji. Then with I thought Anju Mataji will share the feedback. That's why I'm waiting. But Mataji responded in the chat. So I'll take this opportunity. Thank you, Mataji, first of all. Beautiful session. And the PPT presentation, as usual, it is outstanding. And I like two pics which you shown in the PPT. The most touchable one is like Lord Ram is carrying the tiny squirrel in his lotus hand, and the other one is Kanaya Lal was listening the bhajan, right? One person is singing the blind that that portion I like very much. The position of Lord is very my favorite pic. That is one of my. Thank you for that. And many life lessons, as Krishna Charanam Prabhu said, like, so I'll say the few things life lesson which you learned today. So even you said like the tiny effort which we've put in devotional service, it will never go vain. And that is more beautiful life lesson which touches our heart. And we should not compare others, even the senior devotees or any Vaishnavas. So whatever the capability we have to please Lordship and Guru. Very beautiful point, Mataji. And the second point, I like you reveal the reason behind, like when you throw the stones of Lord Ram, it was sank, right? So I feel very bad. We don't want to go away from Lord. We want to be with the Lord. Yeah. We don't want to be that like this. So we will chant the holy name Mataji daily basis. So we will never skip whatever state we are. So we understood that we should always chant the holy name at all time, at any circumstance. That you made today, the second point. And the third point is like anyone child with love of Lord Ram, they will never go away from Lord. So that is very beautiful life lesson. So Lord was embracing with Vibhishana, right? With the love, rope of love, right? That is beautiful. You gave that instruction. And the pride also. We should not get the pride. You just reveal that two slokas, 2.62 and 2.63. So if our intelligence is get bewildered, yes, of course, We will fall down. That is not whenever. And one more thing is, whenever we need illusion, we need to get a guidance. Even Lord Rama and Lakshmana also followed, right? When the Supreme is following, why can't we? Because our false ego will stop Prabhuji's Mataji sometimes. I know everything. Why I want to get the guidance like that? So that ego will have, right? So, and that is most important. We should follow the instruction of our Guru Vargas and senior devotees like you all. If we get the instruction properly, then we can progress in spiritual life. Wonderful, wonderful, and so many things. And as Prabhuji said right now, the four meaning, right? It is very, very beautiful. We feel like whatever session you are giving in monthly once or twice, that is of enlightening for me. So this is a boost for me. So I'll rest of the month I'll have it in my heart. And the most thing is I felt like this is Adivas ceremony for welcoming Lord Ram in our heart during Ram Navami, right, Mataji? To clear our all just the six enemies you said, right? So you're uprooting us from all the six enemies by your teachings. So thank you so much for that. Thank you, thank you. Dandavad Pranam, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
That photograph of the devotee singing and Krishna listening, that is Sri Bilva Mangala Thakur.
Oh, Hare
One of
Krishna.
the-
Okay, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, sir. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Radha, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Happy Ram Navami Mataji.
Happy Ram Navami, Hitesh. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, tomorrow is Hiteshri's birthday. So,
Yes, remember, on the day of Ram Navami, she appeared. So, wishing you, Hiteshri, a very happy birthday for tomorrow. We will wish you tomorrow also. So may Lord Ramachandra shower his choicest blessings upon you.
Thank you Mataji, thank you Prabhuji for your blessings.
Happy birthday, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Happy Krishna conscious birthday.
Thank you Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hi, Paul Sanvi. Hi, Paul.
Happy Ram Navami Mataji. Prabhuji too.
Thank you.
they were just leaving to school, Mataji, so they wanted to talk to you. Just have Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Thank you,
Mataji,
Ram.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
Thank you.
very nice lecture, Mataji. Very nice lecture, Prabhuji. Wonderful presentations. I mean, every time I see the slides, presentation, pictures, I mean, they are really outstanding and awesome. They're really like very nice. Actually, as Hari Prasad Prabhu said, like squirrel, this thing catching the squirrel and squirrel catching the stones. Those are like really like Hanuman standing on this Lanka with the fire. Those are really like outstanding pictures. Very nice pictures. Prabhu, with your request, can I ask you one question, Prabhu?
Sure. Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhu, actually, I mean, Lord Ramchandra Prabhu has two sons, right? Lava and Kusha. So they were born in the forest, not in the Ayodhya, right? So, I mean, may I know, Prabhu, what is the reason behind like Mother Sita going to the forest and giving birth, Lava and Kusha?
The reason there was because Sri Ramachandra is Maryada Purushottam, and as a king, he has to make sure that he is above any suspicion, and because the different citizens of Ayodhya were kind of having some suspicion on how Mother Sita was handled with Ravana and things like that. So because of that, with a heavy heart, he had to choose between his personal love versus his duty towards his citizens and his sacrifice. So he had to have Mother Sita go to the forest under the care of Valmiki. And so that's where they were. Mother Sita was pregnant at that time when she left, and then she gave birth to Lava and Kusha in the forest.
And Mother Sita actually, supported Lord Ram in all of this ordeal. Many times when we see in serials, it's shown in different ways, but that's not exactly how Valmiki Muni describes in the Ramayana. So we should know what the actual version is, that how Mother Sita also stood by her husband, and she also supported him, in fulfilling his, vows, in fulfilling his duties towards, his citizens. And in fact, Lord Ram, he actually had no doubt about the purity, the chastity of Mother Sita, but it was just for the, peace in his kingdom amongst his citizens that he had to take that action. And, that was the main reason why this happened. And in fact, Lord Ram did not, keep Mother Sita unprotected. Even in the forest, he had actually sent Hanumanji, who was staying in a disguised way in the ashram, taking care of, Mother Sita, because Hanumanji is considered to be the first son of Mother Sita. He would address Mother Sita as mother, and Lava and Kusha are the brothers of Hanumanji, like that. So Hanumanji was always there with Mother Sita, taking care of her, and all, and Valmiki Muni's ashram, Lava and Kush were raised over there. So. And
in this way, here also, they experienced, Sri Ram and Sri Sita experienced the Vipralamba Bhav, where they experienced separation. And just like Krishna was separated from the gopis in one sense, but because of Srimati Radharani and gopis being in the mood of separation from Krishna, their remembrance of Krishna was so strong that they felt Krishna's presence more in his separation than when he was actually present. And similarly, Sita and Ram, they felt each other's presence much more than when they were actually in physical presence. So this, even in Sri Ramayana, there is this Vipralamba Bhav, which is being experienced.
And in fact, it is said that when Lord Ramachandra and Mother Sita, they were in the beginning of their exile, at that time, they were in one of the 9 islands of Navadvip, in Modadrum Dweep. They were there, and sitting under a banyan tree, Lord Ramachandra revealed to Mother Sita that now this is Treta Yuga, and in Kali Yuga, my original form as Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, I will come, and we will experience what is Vipralambha Seva, service in separation, because that is the highest rasa that can ever be experienced. So Lord Chaitanya actually, lives on Vipralambha rasa, because, having the union, that is not so pleasurable as Vipralambha, as service in separation. Because in separation, the sweetness increases even more. And that is why in our parampara, we stress on Vipralambha Seva, to render service in separation from Guru, in physical separation from Guru, from Krishna. We are training ourselves in that way to follow in the footsteps of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that was revealed by Lord Ramachandra to Mother Sita in Navadvip, in one of the islands in Navadvip, in Modadrum Dweep. He revealed to Mother Sita that in Kali Yuga, I will come to experience this Vipralambha rasa, that, this separation rasa.
In the material world, separation gives heartache. But in the spiritual world, it seems like heartache, but it's much, much more sweeter.
It's the sweetest, actually, highest and sweetest. Hope this answers your question, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, Haris Mataji, thank you so much for detail and very detailed explanation. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
And happy
Krishna.
Sri Ramanavami, Prabhuji.
Happy Sri
Happy Sri
Ram.
Ram.
Hare Krishna. Any other questions or comments, realizations, reflections? Anybody?
If not, thank you very much. Wish you all a very happy Ram Navami, and we pray that Sri Ramachandra may empower us with the spiritual strength so that we can perform Namruchi, Vaishnav Seva, Jivadaya for the pleasure of Sri Ram with determination, devotion, dedication, discipline, simplicity, humility, patience, determination, and enthusiasm.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mataji Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Happy Ramanavami wish. Take care. Happy
Ram.
Both.
Hare Krishna.